Packers head coach Matt LaFleur talked about what he has seen from Joe Flacco this year.
Oh man, I mean, the guy's he's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. He worked with my brother a little bit with the Jets, and Mike said he just raves about the person. And then, he's one of the purest throwers I've ever seen on tape. And I mean, obviously, I've gone against him a few times, so you got to be really dialed in terms of your coverage, because it's going to be tough to fool him. There's nothing that he hasn't seen. I think a big key is just going to be able to try to get him off the spot, get pressure to him. I always tell our guys, whether it's our quarterback or anybody else, it's hard to throw from your back. So I think that's going to be critical. But he can make every throw. He's super intelligent. He throws on time. The ball's going to come out of his hand. So I've got a lot of respect for him.
So, Spencer, this would be a good week for the tackles to decide to block some pass rushers for the Browns offensively. What do? I mean, I don't expect him to have enough time to throw deep. Do you screen him to death? Do you try the quick little dump offs to tight ends? How do you get a pass game going?
I think those two things are important for sure. Those are two ways you can attack this front. As I said, I think the run game helps if you can get that going a little bit, because that alleviates some of the pressure that comes in the pass when you do drop back to pass. It is not going to be a winning recipe this weekend if Flacco has to drop back and throw the ball 45 times and you can't run the football at all. But you're right. I mean, listen, we always hear when we're prepping and getting ready for these games, we always hear opposing teams talk about how difficult it is to block Myles Garrett and how he can wreck a game plan. We hear so much about how opposing teams build their entire game plan around what can we do to limit this one player because he can completely ruin our day. And this week, it's kind of both teams doing that, right? Like the Browns have to account for what Micah Parsons brings to the table, and so it is kind of this chess match between these two teams and who maybe has the better plan for limiting the elite star pass rusher on the other side. Because if either of those guys can just get after the quarterback and make plays in the backfield, it's going to be a long day for both. I think this Browns defense can certainly keep things interesting. We've seen that even these first 2 weeks. But the offense is the key in this one for sure, because if they're unable to limit Micah Parsons, it's going to probably turn out a lot like this past week, where maybe for a while the defense keeps them in it, and then late I think the Packers probably pull away because they're too good of a team to not take advantage of a lot of opportunities, especially if the Browns can't cut down the turnovers and they can't clean up their special teams. There's just a lot to consider there, but both teams' game plans do kind of come down to limiting that star pass rusher on either side.